Well, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. We're actually recording this before Christmas, but, still feeling merry.
Still feeling that festive spirit.
Yeah, still feeling very festive. How are you guys? Alex and Adam joining in, jumping into the podcast.
Welcome back, guys.
It's a pleasure to be back. Thank you for having us again.
Thank you. Yeah.
We're good.
Thanks very much.
Feeling so festive right now.
Yeah, you guys big fans of Christmas?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's so good.
I like being able to just play video games and do anything other than actually work. That's nice, unless you obviously work over Christmas. I'm really sorry, Alex.
Imagine.
Yeah, imagine.
Are you working over Christmas, Alex?
We're not working Christmas Day. Christmas Eve I am in.
Oh,
It's okay. It's fine.
Oh, man.
It's nice and merry in the pub. All the Christmas decorations are up. Everyone's in good spirits. It's fine.
Do you have to wear do you have a Santa hat on? Is that like pub etiquette when you're a...
Little elf ears.
You won't catch me dead in that.
I was going to make that our cover art, but it's just not going to happen.
That's
I'm
not
afraid.
Imagine final draft like Christmas cards. You two with some Santa hat and elf ears.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea too.
Next year.
I'll see what I can do.
There's still some time.
Welcome back, everyone, to Podzilla. We are back. It is the new year. It's good to have all of you listening with us, and it's good to have the final draft back on the show. I think it's been last time we recorded with you guys was 2021, and it's now 2023.
It was right on the cusp there.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Where has time gone? You guys doing well, though? You guys trucking along? Life's been good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all been good.
All good in podcast land.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, last time you were on the show, I mean, we kind of did an introduction last time. You guys came on for the Mysterians, which was really, really fun.
Oh yeah.
Seems like eons ago at this point. But we talked to you guys a little bit about your history with Godzilla, what you thought of the franchise, what you'd watched before. Have you seen anything in the meantime? Have you watched any more Godzilla movies? Have you been inspired to go on a bit of a kaiju journey? Or
I have somewhat been inspired to go on a kaiju journey. There's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately, so I can't commit to the journey. I can't commit to the quest as much as you boys have.
No, we're crazy. We're crazy.
We're insane.
You folks are crazy. The recent ones as well, the stuff you've been talking about, these TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, it's wild. Absolutely wild.
We've spent days just sitting in a room binging Japanese TV shows. It's a lot of fun, but yeah, we're insane.
It's all good. No, I try and watch clips and stuff if I can. The last one I saw properly would have been Son of Godzilla.
Oh, classic.
Oh, you watched Son of Godzilla? That's
I
right.
did. I'm now Manila pilled.
Yes. Was your review that something about Manila's face coming back from the depths of hell or
The
something?
look of pain.
A look of pain on his face.
The look of pain he's born into this world and instantly it's just suffering.
Yeah. Well, you've seen the best Godzilla movie now, so that's good.
You're pretty much all
That's
done. You
enough.
don't need to watch anything else.
Okay, well, good to know. I wish you told me that before we started this.
Yeah. You watched anything, Adam?
Well, my my Godzilla journey has not been so successful. But then I trust your guys' judgment. You guys are like the kings of Godzilla as far as I'm concerned.
That's high praise.
Of course. But I do find it very fascinating listening to all of it because it's such a different world for me. This is like a completely new realm of filmmaking and just history of film. I think Alex and I were having a chat the other night about just how bad we are with old films. We don't tend to catch much like old stuff, and we both have like various opinions on like recent history films, like stuff from the 80s and the 90s and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it's just been quite quiet on the Godzilla front, but it's unfortunate because it's so compelling and it's so in a league of its own. And I can understand why you guys love it so much. And it was just great to be able to have an excuse at least to catch some more of it, and something quite important, it seems, in the entire franchise.
Yeah, you're completely right. I think this podcast is like keeping us
sane.
Yeah, keeping us sane, or I guess keeping us. It's a good thing to let us watch all these old school movies because I'm a bit of the same, like stuff, especially pre-70s. It's I've watched very, very little movies on that front. 'Cause this is like pre-Star Wars. This is pre all the classics that we all hear
Oh
about.
gosh, you're
And it's
right.
pretty crazy that
true.
it does a lot of the sci-fi stuff that we're used to from the 70s onwards.
Yeah.
We're chucking you guys in the deep end then, because we're recording 2 episodes back to back right now. We're doing Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, 1974, and then Terror of Mechagodzilla for the year after. Big movies.
Huge movies.
Big movies, crazy movies. There's a lot of stuff going on in them. Should we just jump into it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alex, do you have a bit of a synopsis for us?
I have a little cheeky synopsis.
I'm excited. This is exciting.
Okay. Visions of a monster causing destruction and a prophecy of a huge titan rising to destroy the world kick the wheels of destiny in motion. Brothers Masahiko and Kazuki make discoveries of a strange statue and mysterious metal shards. It appears that the ravaging monster has also appeared, but it's Godzilla? Godzilla savagely attacks his friend Anguirus and soon comes into contact with another Godzilla. Well, we all knew what movie we were seeing, and it's revealed that the imposter is the magnificent machine Mechagodzilla. Turns out those droppings were space titanium. Look, I'm not a scientist. That might be a thing. I used to say.
I hope so.
Anyways, turns out aliens from the third planet of the black hole are in the driver's seat and have come to conquer Earth. Realizing they must complete the prophecy, the Katsuki is joined by archaeologist Psycho to take the strange statue back to its origin so they can awaken the slumbering protector King Caesar. To cut a long story short, there's some thieves, but it all works out, and there's some Interpol agents who are there to help. Bad news is Professor, yes, there's a Professor, it's a Godzilla movie, there's a Professor, right? He's been captured, they've got to save him, blah, blah, blah. After some back and forth thing of running through sci-fi tunnels, the team managed to awake Caesar through the power of song, and with the help of Godzilla, destroy the mechanical counterpart. The day is saved, but how can you be sure you've killed something that was never alive in the first place?
That's the question.
Very true.
Well, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. We've done something a little bit different this time, because usually me and Micah do not put down any points in our notes. We don't really try to make cohesive thoughts at all. So we asked you guys to kind of come up with a few points, and I thought we could just kind of make this, a round table, just go around, rattle off some points of what we liked about the movie, what we didn't like, and just some thoughts in between. Did you want to start us off, Micah?
Oh gosh, just what I loved and hated about this movie?
Yeah. Well, like a point.
Man.
Do you have a point to bring up about this movie?
Yeah. So this movie's a real weird one within what we've seen of the Godzilla franchise so far, and that it starts to bring some really mystic elements into it. From the very start of the movie, we have this protector of Tokyo, King Caesar, who we're introduced to as this deity who is going to come and maybe defend Earth in some sort of battle against some giant monsters. I just thought it was really interesting having this kaiju. I'd seen pictures of him before, but he looks like this really, really tattered monkey with a crown on his head that just lives inside a rocky mountain. And the whole movie, they're set up that the way they have to summon him is by grabbing this little lion statue. There's a whole plot line about trying to hide it from some Interpol agents and trying to steal it off their hands. But by the end of the movie, they place it on this podium right when the sun is setting in both the east and the west.
Mm-hmm.
And they summon King Caesar. And I just thought it was really weird because I'd say he's almost hyped up as the main hero of this movie, even over Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in at, I think it's 15 or 10 minutes before the movie ends. And it seems like the big showdown in the movie is almost between Mechagodzilla and this crazy big tatted monkey guy. I really wanted to know what you guys thought of just this kind of out of left field kaiju.
Yeah. Well, there's like Chinese statues called, they're like the little lion statues. Kind of reminded me of that.
I think they're called shishas or shishas.
Interesting.
Like it sounds like Caesar, like they're like random lion dogs.
Is that the meme, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a weird inclusion, especially when like your main villain is. I guess there's like a juxtaposition of the like Mechagodzilla. He's like this artificial being from space and having like a more mystical kind of hero. what I found interesting about him was like he seemed to really contribute nothing in the final fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way that they awaken him through the priestess's little song that she does.
Singing.
Oh, what a song, guys.
Oh, the song?
Banger, number one.
I mean, you know, thank goodness she had that backing track, because I think they would have been screwed without that. That was interesting. That was just an interesting kind of like, okay, we're doing this now.
Yeah, I love how it's like Mechagodzilla just is menacingly walking towards King Caesar to like start to destroy him. And all of a sudden we get this hard cut just to this minutes long solo of this lady singing on the beach.
Pretty epic. I don't know.
Wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
暗い夜の帳が消える朝が来たら眠りから覚めてほしいの私のしさ星の浜辺で待っているのしさ
I feel like Doctor Who totally stole that. Of course, conversation naturally goes to Doctor Who now. This is the show we're in, guys. This is what happens when you invite the final draft on.
It's a perfect storm though, because we grew up with Doctor Who as well. So the four of us on a podcast together.
Oh, exactly. I remember all it reminded me of was like that episode of Matt Smith where that girl sang to the sun god to like wake him up or whatever, or to please the god. I was just like, yeah, this is pretty wild. This is interesting. It's interesting that he's whether he's in that kind of, he chooses to just be asleep
Yeah.
and he's just fussy. It's like, nah, do you know what? If you want me to come out of my slumber, out of bed, and just beat someone up, like, you're gonna have to sing for it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not really about this. Please,
Entertain me.
could you? I need, you know, something a bit more, you know.
Also makes like impossible conditions. You have to have the sun rising from the east and the west, and everything needs to be perfect. It's never going to happen.
He really don't want to get out of that mountain, does he? No,
Yeah.
he don't fancy
The
it.
one person from the last line of... I wanted to quickly say as well, I have the lyrics pulled up here for the song she sings.
No, you're
Oh,
joking.
perfect.
The dark shroud of night vanishes, dawn is breaking. My Caesar, on the beach I wait beneath the fading stars. Caesar, come striding to me boldly over the blue coral and wipe the tears from my eyes.
My
It
Caesar.
goes on for a bit,
Wow.
but man,
My Caesar.
that's a lovely song.
Sick. Yeah. Did he
powerful.
write those, or is it just, you know, is that just kind of made up on the spot? I'm not sure.
Yeah. They
Just
could be.
freestyling.
They could be. Yeah.
Real impromptu.
It is wild though, because this seems like the central plot of the movie is that there's a big prophecy, monsters are going to destroy Japan, and so they're running around looking after this King Caesar statue. They want to bring King Caesar back to stop the prophecy. And then you're right, like Mechagodzilla and definitely Godzilla are kind of just pushed to the side for this King Caesar plot.
Solid plots. Yeah.
I felt like it was kind of the other way around. I felt like the
Really?
King Caesar thing was intruding on. I felt like there being like a prophecy and that was enough. One of my kind of issues with the film was that the whole imposter Godzilla thing kind of lasts for about 2 minutes until it's like, okay,
Right.
Yeah.
let's go. Like, okay, we all know what we're doing here, which is like kind of cool, I guess. But also, I don't know, it could have been kind of fun to like explore that a bit more. And I kind of thought the reveal of, oh no, the monster's here and it's Godzilla. What? Like, oh my god, it's, you know, that was like,
He's turned evil again.
that
Yeah.
was like an interesting decision.
He just kind of turns up straight away.
I thought it was interesting in a sense because you guys have still been saying how like Godzilla's kind of become more like sanitized and it's been a bit more like kid friendly and
Yeah.
he's more of a kind of hero character and it is like more recent installments that you've been covering. And I thought maybe that was like an interesting sort of like reflection on that if they're kind of choosing to kind of reflect on the legacy of the character in a sense, like reflecting on his kind of more villainous origins.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
And having that kind of parallel in Mechagodzilla. I thought it was interesting. And this film felt a lot, one of the points I was going to make was like, this film feels a lot more violent than
Yeah, man.
the stuff I'd seen before. Like
Yeah.
when Mechagodzilla beats up Anguirus, I did not expect that. He like tears his jaw off. Like
It's brutal, dude.
Oh, I remember that.
there's blood.
Blood splurting out.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I was like, okay, this is kind of sick. And Godzilla's getting all bloodied up at one point. And then also, you got like with the agents and stuff, they're shooting guns at each other, and he gets into a knife fight, and he like slices his hand open. There's all this sort of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, damn, okay.
Is it at the end as well of this one when Godzilla is just like bleeding and splurting and he has darts
Yeah.
like puncturing him and he's just
Yeah.
lying on the ground like give it up?
Just springs back into action though, doesn't he? Like
Yeah.
every time, he's just like, let's have it.
My Godzilla.
Let's have it. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And the Hulk smash into the building as well. I really enjoyed that. That was a nice breakaway. It's very impressive how they have all the miniatures, and obviously he's pulling along and then someone smashes into the building and But then it cuts to like these really horrific kind of like darkened images of the rubble where they're all kind of just like walking about. I find that like that difference where it cuts to it quite striking. But it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's definitely goofy, but you're right. Like, it is dark, it is violent, and this, because I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but the last couple of Godzilla films have all been released solely for children at a children's film festival that was coming out every year. So this was shown there, and it is like real surprising.
Yeah.
It's intense. It's dark.
The gore,
Yeah.
because kids will be going in to watch fun, goofy hero Godzilla, and then you're exactly right. They're met by this kind of mirroring of where Godzilla came from,
God.
especially at the start of the movie, and Anguirus just getting ripped apart. Poor Anguirus.
I was crying, man.
Justice, man.
Did you have a point, Adam?
King Caesar. Yeah, he was an interesting character for a lot of the reasons why we've already, what we've already talked about. But he reminded me a lot of like the the Chinese fable. Was it Monkey King?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Monkey King.
Remember, Monkey King?
Sounds familiar. I haven't.
I don't know him personally, but
No, he's a nice bloke.
Yeah, King Caesar reminded me a lot of my mate, the Monkey King. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just sick. He just has the same attitude. He won't get out of bed in the morning. Kicks ass. It's great. But yeah, that's what kind of, at least the design reminded me of. It was like, oh, it's Monkey King. I mean, maybe, that's just a horrible horrible pairing to pair those two. The thing is, because I'm so new to these types of films, they all yeah, here we go. It's a great way to start it. I'm getting used to certain like filmmaking techniques. So although like something like the sound design always impresses me, like all of like the sounds that the kaijus make, and just the sound design in general is really inventive and fascinating, just very impressive. And then you have like the soundtrack and the score, which it always confuses me. It's like it's so fascinating how like it's almost kind of like a weird jazz solo begins to happen.
Yeah.
And it's a bit goofy, and they're doing all like the kind of kung fu weird moves and stuff. I still haven't really grasped that yet, and it always I guess it makes me smile. It makes me really happy to see it, but it's strange. Yeah, I think that's what I was picking out most about it, was just these trying to get used to these little kind of intricacies.
Yeah.
there's a lot of quirks that you have to kind of adapt to.
Yeah, like the score as well jumps from kind of weird emotional points. Like you'll have something that at least that's how I don't know, man. At least that's how I see it.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
I have thoughts about the scoring. I felt like it was quite terrible in this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's a fight scene between one of the brothers and one of the like funny monkey face alien men,
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's trying to like steal the statue. And like the music is so strange in there. It's like there's this weird kind of ticking sound, and then just weird kind of drum rolls, and there's like random piano keys being hit,
bongos,
and it's just it doesn't fit the vibe of the fight at all, really, because like in my opinion anyway, because it's like a really intense like knife fight where they're like wrestling each other on the ground.
It's like a jazz solo,
live or die situation. It sounds like a weird kind of experimental jazz thing going on. And a lot of the time as well, I was noticing like you'll have epic kaiju fight, the music's blaring, and then you'll just cut to silence and like characters just stood somewhere.
That's what I mean. It just jumps.
Heaps of it,
from
eh?
point to point.
It started to just really bother me after a while, to be honest. So I
Completely agree.
that's just kind of a trope of these films and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's that kind of whiplash.
Yeah, because this was Masaru Sato who did the score, and he's the same guy who did the score for Son of Godzilla. And I mean, we love that music. We're using some of that score for our theme of the podcast.
Yeah.
So I was expecting some stuff like that. And when the movie starts, and straight away you get like title card, real jazzy out there music, I was ready.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is going to be great. But then it just like keeps up. It doesn't fit for the scenes.
Yeah.
And especially even with that song that, is it Nami? The prophetess Nami sings at the end on the beach to wake up King Caesar. You're right. It just has this real abrupt cut, like mid-song, mid-swell.
Yep.
And you see the silence as King Caesar's eyes open up.
Staring from his little like peephole, lifeless.
All right, I'll get up.
Can you imagine how like weird that was for them, like staring at him from the mountain, and they're trying doing this epic solo on the beach, like putting a whole heart into it, and it's just him, just lifeless, just blank eyes.
Tough crowd. Tough
Nothing.
crowd.
It's like, oh well, why am I even bothering? I won't finish. This is doing nothing. Like just something to say that this is actually working. I'm not just stood on the middle of this massive beach for no reason. Yeah, I completely agree. It's a bizarre. I guess what it kind of matches to what you said though, right? Where maybe when they scored the film, they did it before the film was done, and like the tonal expectations were different, because it does seem tonally different. And I guess for him, it's just like, well, we're going to score it like like what's been successful and popular in this franchise, and then maybe when it's used in the film, that's all they have.
Yeah,
and they just kind of fit it in. Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm not sure.
Because this was directed by Jun Fukuda, and it's his last Godzilla film he directs. He's been like the real campy, colorful, silly director that I really love his stuff. But this is a bit different. Like, it still has those elements, but it definitely is darker. So you're right. I wouldn't be surprised if the composer was like, "Oh, we'll just do what we usually do, have some real silly stuff."
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't really match up. One of my points that I had, it's something I loved about this whole movie, is just how great it looks, especially some of the fight scenes and how they film it. I'm thinking specifically of there's like a big refinery scene in the middle where it's just completely on fire, and Mechagodzilla is just standing in this fire fighting Godzilla. There's just huge explosions. You can see their, like, when things explode, you can see their shadows on the soundstage behind them. But I just love how it all looks. It's so foreboding, so like scary, so moody. And then also later on as well, when you have Godzilla like harnessing the power of lightning, is that what he does? Does he?
That was so metal. That little sequence was so metal. That was awesome.
Yeah, it looked crazy.
And I agree. I think it's about like kind of direction and the execution of it, because I think they're limited with what they can do. Like, at the end of the day, Godzilla looks like a man in a rubber suit. Like, you can't get around that.
Yeah.
Like, but if you put him in a cool backdrop and like the lighting's good, like, you got something that's going to work, and you've got some cool iconography. And I think that's kind of what makes it successful. And this one didn't have those kind of like issues where you can like see the seams. For me, it all felt very like believable. And yeah, I like the art direction in general, especially in the design of like Mechagodzilla. Like, it's such a cool look, and just the execution of it, and the way he kind of articulates and his head movements and stuff. It's all, you can tell that like they're using their limits to like their advantage, if that makes sense. Like, they know they can't do super complicated things with him, so they're like, well, what can we do? Oh, we can make his head spin around. Like, he's a robot, you could do that. So
yeah.
I think back to that scene where I think the explanation of the movie is that Godzilla has just been beaten and battered by Mechagodzilla the first time, and the lightning powers him up. And like you said, it's so cool just having this. If you think about it, a dude on a soundstage in a rubber suit with just explosives. I don't know whether they're like planted on his back, but just having him wreathed in fire. It is very metal, and it's just such a cool image. And yeah, I think that's them using the limitations to their advantage in that case as well. And going back to Mechagodzilla, most of these suits, even now visibly, aren't the most lifelike. So it makes sense to make a mechanical monster where it's probably going to be the most realistic looking thing you've made, since it's not supposed to be realistic or living in a sense.
That's interesting.
I loved Mechagodzilla's design in this so much. I always thought, and I think he does later on, but I always thought that humans created him initially to combat against Godzilla. So I was really taken aback when in this it's just random monkey aliens, the Black Hole 3 aliens, sending a robot Godzilla to Earth. I wasn't expecting it at all, and it makes the story so strange because you got this prophecy of this lion dog, you've got Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla, you've got aliens trying to take over the world, and it's all together, and it really isn't what I expected this movie to be.
No, it's quite like a melting pot of like just a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not sure if it comes to any sort of conclusion at all. But
don't forget the magnetic smoking pipe as well. That was a big part of the movie for some reason.
Yeah, that was like a weird kind of setup that didn't really go anywhere.
I do like how they revealed the kind of monkey alien people.
In
the sense that obviously when you first realize that something weird's going on was when they're having that fight scene and he gets injured, and then basically only partially kind of reveals himself. Like he's kind of like half disguise, half not. I was like, hey, that's quite interesting. That's quite cool. They were kind of like toying around with it a little. That was a cool detail. I think it was not necessarily, these designs weren't necessarily bad ideas or designs, sorry, but it was just executed in a strange way. It is a lot of stuff in one thing that doesn't really do or say much, but they are, I guess, what they wanted, which is kind of like effortlessly interesting, or at least like in terms of Mechagodzilla, like quite cool. Very, very different, and even the little features of him, like the spinny head and that hand gestures, are like it's like his wrist is completely just like not locked, so it can like spin, and
he does that little salute to his chest a lot, eh?
Oh, did you guys like the little MG on his arm? Did you see that?
Yeah, man.
I'm living for it.
What was your guys' favorite Mechagodzilla moments? Because I think mine was when he turns his head around, fires his like rainbow laser eyes at King Caesar while his body's facing the right way and he's firing rockets from his toes at Godzilla. Oh my goodness, man. This guy.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a good way of like showing how Mechagodzilla is like capable of defeating Godzilla. Like I feel like in some videos you just have like a monster and it's like, I don't know, this one of them's going to outpunch the other one. It'll probably be Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's that. But when Mechagodzilla is like, there seemed like a bit more thought put into like his abilities and like what he's actually capable of and stuff, which is cool. I think I like my favorite moment would probably be the reveal when like where he kind of like burns off the Godzilla skin, and he's like standing in the flames, just staring Godzilla down. That was pretty sick.
Did like the head spinning round and the kind of shield that is made.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I remember like his head starts spinning. I'm going, what's he doing? Is he malfunctioned or something? Like, is he just trying to see everything at once? And then the shield comes down. I love that Godzilla goes over and just kind of like pokes his hands in, and then he's like, ah! He's like, I can't do that. I like that. That was a lot. And also all of the we're probably going to mention this at some point, but a lot of the flying stuff. The first bit where they got the shot of him flying, and I think he's like out towards the sky. You just had you just had like a static shot looking up, and he was flying away. I laughed at that. Like, coughed out my tea. I was drinking. I was like, that is not even like funny, but that's perfect. Like, you don't need anything more than that. It's completely like, it's just up at the dark sky, and they've just been able to like just make it go one direction, just away from the cat. It was like, oh, that's perfect. That's fantastic. I love that.
There's that whole ending scene, and because the way that Godzilla defeats him is he gains magnetic powers from the lightning.
Where does this come from?
A little out of left field, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful. But there's that whole sequence where he's just standing in place for a solid minute
Reversing.
while
Yeah.
Mechagodzilla's flying and he's being pulled ever closer to him. It's fantastic.
I like when he tries to like will Mechagodzilla close as well. He like puts his
Yeah.
little hand out and like
Using the force.
draws
Use
him
the
in.
force.
Magneto. I'm still laughing about you spitting out your tea, Adam. It's such like a
It's
British
a
thing.
great. That's a perfect British reaction right there. Is if the tea gets coughed out, then it's a good scene.
yeah.
Fantastic.
I love as well just the whole setup at the start, because originally, apart from the title of the movie, we don't know that this imposter Godzilla is Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, that's great.
But I love how the movie sets you up to believe it's Godzilla, but there are little hints there that he's not quite right. The whole face down with him and Anguirus is terrifying, and I love it because everybody who's seen these movies is so used to Godzilla being so super friendly. We've been through movies where he's just handshaking all of the other robot heroes.
And Anguirus is like his best bud too, which was the other
Yeah,
thing.
best friend. My favorite thing though is that even during those starting sequences, Godzilla's roar is totally different to what you're used to.
Yeah.
Usually he does his screonk, as we call it, but it's a very high-pitched shrill noise here. And it's just wonderful because it's like that for a reason. I think it's just great foresight for these creators here.
Yeah, it's interesting that.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Sadly, I don't think any of the characters in this movie were too memorable.
Yeah.
Save for one, his name was Nanbara from Interpol.
Yes.
He was the real shady dude in the glasses,
Oh, yeah.
always like hiding behind a pillar,
Giggling.
hiding in the front seat
Yeah.
in front of the plane. We don't know he's an Interpol agent at the start, but it's this real shady dude. I just love him so much. He's always just coming out of the shadows and yelling at the heroes, acting like the bad guy.
Yeah, it's disappointing because this movie has a lot of returning cast from old school Godzilla movies. Even the main actor in it is Kazuya Aoyama, who we've just seen be Zone Fighter in the Zone Fighter series, which was awesome to see him again. We had Akihiko Hirata, Hiroshi Koizumi, Kenji Sahara, just classic Godzilla actors that are really not doing much and aren't that exciting,
Yeah.
which was a shame.
Oh.
I think that's the thing I really didn't like about this movie is just how it doesn't connect us to any of the characters.
There's very little character or personalities in any of these actors and the people they're portraying, right?
There's just a lot of people in this film as well. Like
Yeah.
the main sort of group is like 6-7 people, like maybe 8 if you include like the princess and like the old man. Like
yeah, completely.
There's a lot of people we're following, and I think even like audiences at the time would have struggled to keep up with who was who and who we're meant to be following. And
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about characters, did you guys have a favorite? I know it's a real limited, not limited cast. There's heaps of them, but there's not many standouts. I got mine. I liked the old man.
oh yes,
Well, I kind of like hated him, the old
Yes.
man at the temple.
Oh right, yeah, the guy from the beginning.
I hated him, but he's probably my standout. Just his acting and his running around and his voice.
did you guys watch this in subs or dubs? Because I watched this with dubs, and the old man
Really?
voice was it was like the most amazing old man voice in English.
I'm so glad someone else did.
Wait, seriously? What did it sound like?
Oh, it was awful.
Just think of like any generic old man impression, like
Gasping for air, like
That's it.
zombie, kind of like, oh no, you know.
Clearly a young man or like a middle-aged man at the very latest,
Trying to sound
doing an
old.
old man
Can you
voice.
do an old
Yeah.
person?
It was bad enough in the Japanese, just with subtitles. So that's
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the dub was. I'm glad someone else saw it in that. I mean, dubs are famously bad.
yeah.
but it was pretty interesting. They really didn't have much variation in how everyone sounded. It was quite interesting. It's like they had a very, very small amount of people, and they just got everyone to do like a kind of a different, different like the Interpol agent, who was like definitely my favorite character just from how he kind of snuck around and was just there when he needed to be, just for like almost like comic relief in a weird way. But like he was just like just classic. Oh, just do a deeper voice, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
So it wasn't fantastic.
No.
Because I think even in the Japanese version, the subbed version that we watched, there was a mismatch between what the actor was voicing or lipping. What's the word?
Yeah, I realized that as I was lipping. A mixed match of what he was lipping. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
so
great
obviously
tip.
they re-recorded some of the actors' lines there.
Yeah, the cast wasn't great. Adam, did you have any more points?
I just kind of wrote my points just tend to be my reactions straight through the film.
Nice. Bring us on the journey.
Yeah, it was well straight away. It was like the open sequence with the flying text and like the the title that kind of like impact noise like do do do, and then it was like into the funky song. I was like, this is gonna be we're going on a ride here. This is fantastic. And like I mentioned, the sound design I really actually found quite fascinating, and it wasn't an ugly film either. I think I don't know, I didn't have any predictions about its cinematography or anything, and I knew it was going to be fairly limited. But I have seen, obviously, we've watched films with you guys before, and it seems that this film, at least in my eyes, felt a bit more expansive.
Yeah.
It felt less confined to like sets, I guess. A lot of the fight scenes were, you could tell that they're in certain areas, but it kind of explored a bit more. You know, there was definitely like certain places that stood out to others, and you know, you could have easily have done a lot of these in like less interesting locations.
Yeah.
But you know, they did choose to. I am right in thinking that the fight scene where the monkey man was was with where he lost his disguise and he was like his hand was cut. That was on a boat, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Because the captain he kept the box in his safe of the statue.
Was that the second movie?
This is the first
No,
one.
that
This is the first one.
This is first.
This is the first one. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm getting so confused. Yeah, I think it was the first one.
Spoilers.
I see. You had me worried there.
Yeah, no, you're good, Adam. You're good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely, because the captain had the box of the statue kept safe. He was a lovely guy, by the way. He's probably the nicest one in the whole movie. He was like, "That's fine. How did you like
It's a
it?"
charming man, isn't he?
It's something about just he was charming. He had a good time, even though there was like a fight that broke out on his boat, and it was definitely them involved. He was like, "Yeah, it was great. Like, no worries, no questions asked." Yeah, so that didn't need to happen on a boat, but they went outside and like there was. I mean, I thought it was pretty funny, like how they were throwing like deck chairs at each other that like weighed nothing, and like it hit him, and he'd have like a delayed like and fall over. I liked that a lot. You could tell that it hit him with no impact whatsoever. I love that they really tried just doing stuff that was different, and like that didn't have to be on a boat, but it was. And then you had all the other beginning scenes. Like I remember specifically during that scene with did you say it was like a power plant or
I think it was a refinery, yeah,
a refinery,
or
right?
something.
And it was all dark and lit up by the fire.
Yeah.
I love that they had them overlooking in the car, and you could see all like the reflection of the fire on all of their faces, and it was quite dark and moody. I liked that. It was like they definitely paid more attention to that kind of stuff, because that's the stuff that takes you out of it, is when like the lighting isn't right or it's just clearly a set. It felt more considered. And I could go on, but it was also me just trying to get used to the tropes. So like I loved how flashbacks are different in every movie, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Hollywood, like you'd have maybe like a blurry scene, or one that was just in like black and white or like blue. I don't know why people use blue. That's like a thing. Yeah, it was like multi-frame. It was like it was the scene, but just it was like 20 frames of that scene on the screen, and that's what indicated it was a flashback, rather than just, I don't know, doing like a flash transition to that scene again and replaying it or something. I don't know. I thought that was pretty fun and kooky. That was like great. And yeah, I guess I just enjoyed myself with it, more so than I thought I would. I mean, this is Mechagodzilla, so this is a pretty big title.
Yeah, this is a big one.
It sounds pretty epic, and I wish we would have got a bit more to the whole. I wish it was set in a different kind of environment. I know it's obviously budget restraints and stuff. Like, it would have been a lot cooler, I think, in a city. if the fight scene was, it had to be like on the coast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like sure, if that works, we just paint the backdrop blue and call it a night. But yeah, fine. I think that's pretty much it. And then obviously getting used to the jazz. The music was great. I will admit, as much as it took me out of it, I was like, this is fantastic. Like I would go back and listen to this score.
Jamming with your cup of tea.
Hey, exactly. Yeah, spitting out the tea. And yeah, I thought it was great. I actually rather enjoyed it. It was quite endearing. But I expected it to be a little bit more I don't know. Yeah, the tonal thing was weird. Like you had quite serious fight scenes, and I wish they could have decided like, all right, if we're going to go down like a more serious kind of darker turn on this, then we just go for it and base everything around that. This just felt like a weird mesh of those ideas, and this is what came out of it.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things, and it's so sprawling, right? Like we go everywhere.
That's
There's
right,
so many
man.
different locales, so much going on.
We had you boys on for back when we did the Mysterians, the other movie with a classic mecha kaiju in. I think the big difference between this one and that one is that was very sci-fi heavy. It focused only on the struggle between humanity and the Mysterians, the aliens, and I felt like all of the whether it was mech fights or the whole military coming in, it complemented that very well, and you felt the stakes throughout the whole movie. Whereas this one, it's everywhere tonally. You have the mysticism, you have the plot lines with the Mechagodzilla coming in, and even then, it seems like the military is not worried about it at all.
Yeah,
Just let them get on with it. Yeah,
they don't come in at any point, whether it's the new Godzilla, Godzilla, yeah. They're like, oh, kaiju can battle this out. Let's send one girl out to sing a song. Hopefully it works.
yeah. I feel you. The stakes feel quite high, but then, yeah, it doesn't impede on anything other than these selective group of people.
Yeah, right. It's a big world-ending prophecy.
That's right. And I think like another difference between those two is that I agree that it was quite well grounded, those last films that we watched, because it was, I think, at least with this one, you had the issue of too many characters, too little time.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of people here and hardly any time to develop any of them.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have preferred like it being a pair trying to figure this out. And then it felt like it was like their thing. Like when you think, if you potentially see Mechagodzilla again in another film, you instantly think about those pair and they can come back in a cameo or something like that.
Yeah.
Like make it their movie, as opposed to it's just another group of people who we don't know much about, we don't really care about. But I guess, I don't know, I guess you've got to kind of get the stars in. The star power. I'm not quite sure what the decision is, but in my eyes, having less is more, because you get more time. Because it's not a long movie either.
Short movies, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hour 20?
Hour 20.
We love it. We love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking that actually. I was like, Alex is going to be very pleased that you can just, this is like, I know Alex can sign on to this and enjoy it.
I watched this and the next one back to back, and it was shorter than Avatar: The Way of Water. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you went and saw Avatar: The Way of Water.
And then I went and saw that again last night. So what a day yesterday was.
Fantastic, man.
I think we've pretty much gone over everything, generally. What I do need, though, if any listeners can do me a favour, I need a GIF of Godzilla being exploded when Mechagodzilla explodes. He just stands there, like but there's like the preamp to like before he's gonna blow, and Godzilla's just there, like just not moving at all, and he explodes, and he just like with no momentum at all, just leans back. So if someone could give me a GIF of that, please, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, we need it. I think that's on my notes as well. The only other thing I noted down was I was getting huge Planet of the Apes vibes with the aliens, Black Hole Planet 3 aliens.
That's absolutely right.
And yeah, I really just love their like transformation scene when you see that guy's face, half human, half primate. And then how about that like Black Hole, what are they? Black Hole Planet 3 aliens?
Yeah.
That leader of them who's always got like a cigar or who's always sitting down with his like glass of wine.
That was one of my notes. Everyone's smoking. Like, people are just constantly smoking in this.
Yeah. It was the 70s.
The guy smoking on the plane, the like leader guys just constantly always has a cigar in hand.
Yeah. Well, let's go and try cover off all the monsters real quickly again. I know I've already talked about majority of them, but Godzilla's in this one. Who would have guessed it? He's using the same suit from the previous movie, but his face has just changed a little bit. I think the muzzle and the brows have been reduced in size to make him a bit less playful for this one, is what they were trying to do. Make him a bit more serious, you know? Then we have Mechagodzilla, who in this one is officially known as Mechagodzilla 1. So this is like the first Mechagodzilla of all time. So that was cool to see. We'd already talked about King Caesar, based off those lion dog statues originally from China that ward off evil spirits. Anguirus was the other one. He's just in this for the start, and he gets his jaw broken, blood splurting everywhere, and then they forget about him for the next 30 years. He doesn't make another film appearance until the early 2000s.
Wait, seriously? That was his last one for that long?
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Dude, he took a long time to recover from that injury.
Yeah, then canonically, did he die? Is that what I'm saying?
Who knows? Yeah.
God.
I wouldn't put it past him, honestly. Wow.
And then the last kaiju we have was actually King Ghidorah. Did you
Yeah.
guys pick up in this how the prophecy, it's like she sees King Ghidorah destroying Japan?
Yeah.
Random.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't know why, because it's got nothing to do with him.
Oh.
It would have made more sense to just her to see Godzilla.
I was really hoping you guys would have information on that, but
No.
I didn't know if that was meant to be sort of teasing for something to come, or
Yeah.
but no, I guess maybe just because Ghidorah's is kind of he's like the go-to baddie, right?
Yeah, totally.
So maybe they did, yeah,
That's like evil incarnate at the moment.
yeah. So
Yeah, so when she thinks of the big world-destroying monster, that is who you'd probably go to. I just got a few little bits of trivia as well. So this was actually the first Godzilla film in the original Japanese version to finally give on-screen credit to all the suitmation actors.
Ooh,
So before now, they weren't credited on screen, which is a bit crazy to think about.
that is kind of wild, yeah.
Yeah. We had Isao Zushi as Godzilla in this. It was his first Godzilla appearance. I think actually he might have done bits and pieces in Zone Fighter. We had Kazunari Mori as Mechagodzilla, and then Kenichi Kasumi as Anguirus and King Caesar. I just got two more bits. So in Germany, Mechagodzilla was completely called King Kong for this movie. So it was Godzilla versus King Kong again, and Mechagodzilla was King Kong.
Why?
cheers, Germany. Thanks for that.
Okay, sure.
I don't know what they're doing over there, because maybe they got mixed up with like the ape aliens? I don't know.
Well, because there was King Kong Escapes a while back, which had like the first mechanical equivalent of a kaiju with Mechanicon coming in.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know whether they were referencing that. Germany's weird, man. Sorry to all our German fans out there.
And then the last thing I've got down is that this, at the time, was widely criticized for its lack of substance in the movie, apparently. However, there is actually a historical context behind the plot, apparently. There had long been tension between Japan and the island Okinawa, and Okinawa was home of an American military base at the time that brought the threat of the Cold War to the island. So in this one, aliens are controlling Mechagodzilla. Supposedly, they're trying to represent an outside invading force. Godzilla supposedly represents Japan in this movie. And then King Caesar represents Okinawa. And this film, a lot of people take away from it that it's meant to be this metaphorical cooperation between the two nations standing together against an outside invading force, which is a bit interesting, an interesting way to look at it.
I love how they build up a lot of that historical context and then go show it at kid festivals.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that big history nerd kid who's watching this and he's like, wow, yeah, the current conflict between Okinawa and the Cold War, yeah. It's really
The metaphor really brings substance to this movie. No, it is interesting, because did Ishiro Honda, he's our main man for a lot of those historical and real life parallels to what's happening at the moment. Did he have any part in creating this movie?
Not in this one, but he is directing the next one, Terror of Mechagodzilla. So that's going to be very interesting to talk about. It's crazy that for the last two Showa era Godzilla films, which these two Mechagodzillas are, we have Jun Fukuda, the classic campy director, doing the first one, then Ishiro Honda, the like original Godzilla director, who does a lot more hard moving stories, doing the final one. So it's going to be interesting to touch on. But I think that's us, guys. Should we go around and give our final thoughts and ratings? Did you want to kick us off this time, Alex?
Sure. Final thoughts. I think this was a lot of fun, and I was really surprised by the iconography in this. Like, just what we talked about, how there's some really cool imagery in this. It doesn't really come together in like a cohesive way where I can maybe say like take away something from it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of ideas going on, but that's fine. Sometimes, you know, these are meant to be fun. Like that's fine. Yeah, I did really enjoy it, and yeah, it's an interesting comparison. We'll talk about more on the next episode.
Yes,
but it's interesting to compare this one to the following because they are different in certain ways. But obviously, we'll get into that. We get to that. I'd give this one. I'd give this one 3 space titanium shards out of 5. I think.
Perfect.
I think that's a solid.
That is perfect.
Good on you.
Solid amount of space titanium there.
Damn, that's very good.
Nice. What did you think, Adam?
Personally, it's an interesting one. I mean, I'm starting to, and this is your guys' fault. You know, I'm starting to get a hand of this Godzilla situation. I'm starting to really kind of attach myself to the charm of these movies, and I felt that although it's quite tonally all over the place, I did find it very charming. And again, like Alex said, it's very fun, which I guess, you know, this is what they were trying to achieve, really. I know there was, again, a lot of tonal differences and a bit of a confusion to where they wanted to go with it. But yeah, had a lot of fun. It was actually quite, endearing. And I really like it. It's definitely I'd give it a 3.5 shards. If you can break any of those in half, I'm not sure it's possible. But
yeah.
If that's possible, 3.5. Because in comparison to other things, it's one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I just wish. I think with a few small changes, it could have been a lot better. And I'm excited to see where this goes.
Nice. Micah.
No, I feel what both of you are saying. Tonally, this movie is all over the place. It felt very hammy, and I do not know what they were thinking in the writer's room.
Chucking a whole lot of stuff on the wall.
Yeah, well, I think if you have a giant mech monster, you'd want to make this story a bit more sciencey, a bit more sci-fi. For some reason, they didn't do it, but it makes a real interesting product at the end if you're looking at it. And while this is by no means a great movie, I still enjoy little bits here and there. I think the inclusion and introduction of Mechagodzilla is fantastic in this one. He's already rising up there as one of my favorite monsters in this franchise. But yeah, it's sad because I feel like none of the actors really get a lot to work with. And being put into this movie, the human actors are sadly the least memorable part of it. But that's all right. I think this movie is a little bit of a letdown for me, especially being the first one with Mechagodzilla. So I'm going to give it 2 space titanium shards.
Whoa! 2?
Yeah. I appreciate parts of it, but I don't think this is a great movie.
My goodness.
Even with Godzilla in man.
We're all over the place for rating this because I think I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 space titanium shards.
Oh, he's done it.
It's a wild movie. I just had a lot of fun with it. And I know we've been talking about a lot of the negatives, how it doesn't spend too much time on certain characters and how the stories are it's 2 separate things with the King Caesar prophecy stuff and then the Mechagodzilla Godzilla stuff. And even though they're kind of mashed together in a weird way, both of those elements really, really worked for me. I thought both of them separately were quite cool storylines. And it's just a really fun time to have them both together. And especially just the kaiju stuff. Loved every scene we had when a kaiju showed up in this, especially the last fight, King Caesar and Godzilla teaming up to go all out against Mechagodzilla. It's by no means a perfect movie, but it is really fun with some great imagery, great scenes. Yeah, good movie. 4 out of 5 from me.
Let's go.
Wild, guys. Look at the spectrum of ratings. That's great.
Yeah.
We do have some messages in from you guys, the listeners. So let's just bring those up. So first off, we got a message from David M, who says, I was first introduced to this movie as Godzilla versus the Cosmic Monster when it was everywhere on VHS here in the US. To me, this was the movie where Godzilla starts to get his groove back. He's the hero of the 1970s, but he brings a more menacing glare and is, for the first time in a long time, genuinely imposing when he appears on the screen. Mechagodzilla is a brilliant introduction to the Rogues Gallery, and it's no wonder that he goes on to become one of Toho's big five. No enemy before or since has made Godzilla bleed just as much and is as imposing and powerful as Mechagodzilla comes across in this movie. When they are on screen together, there is incredible tension, and their first fight in Tokyo is one of the best fights of the Showa series. The plot of the movie is well done and interesting, despite treating the familiar alien invasion plot with an alien race that is actually brutal and scary, tinged with mysticism that somehow never clashes with the science fiction elements of robots and spacemen. The weaknesses of this movie are, as I see it, twofold. The human characters, while fine, are just not terribly memorable, and it's hard to get invested in them. And beyond that, King Caesar, for all he's built up to be, is a rather useless addition to the movie that ends up doing next to nothing. He's not a bad monster by any means, and I've always certainly liked him, but he's just not well utilized. And it was nice to see Anguirus again, though I can't help but feel bad for what the poor guy has to go through here. So that was from David. That wrapped up a lot of our thoughts, so thanks for that message, David.
Sweet. We also have a review from Itno Dove here. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla is an excellent film which intertwined the human and monster story better than almost any other. It introduced one of the best kaijus in Mechagodzilla with an awesome theme song, and I was glad to see Anguirus return, although his scene was hard to watch. The last great Godzilla film for many years. 4.86 out of 5.
Nice. And we've got another one here, Alex, if you wouldn't mind reading it, from Dylan.
Yeah, of course. I just want to say that I really enjoyed the podcast. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on future Godzilla films. I'm pretty sure this was the first Godzilla movie I ever saw. I have memories of almost falling asleep in my basement at 5 years old watching this movie with my dad, so it holds a lot of nostalgia for me. I love the fun misdirection with Mechagodzilla wearing a Godzilla suit, and King Caesar is a nice addition to the Godzilla family of monsters. The human characters are likable, and I love the simians as fun aliens.
Simians.
They're just stereotypically evil. So I think about them. Also, can't forget how, once again, Anguirus is brutalized. Poor guy can't get a break. 4.5 Mechagodzilla heads out of 5.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
And then we got a last one here from Ron. Did you want to read that out for us, Adam?
Of course. Thank you, Ron. Pleasure. So Ron says, I'm reporting everyone involved with this to the Humane Society. The aggression against Anguirus will not stand. And I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I agree. It's an interesting one.
Yeah. Why do they do this to Anguirus? Of all monsters, anyone they could brutally maim, they choose everyone's best boy.
It's terrible.
What a letterboxd review, Ron. We also, I think we had an email in from Ron as well. Just let me pull that up. Here we go. Go Jaish Man. Go Mike Man. I wanted to write in this week and share the profound experience I had watching Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. As you may be aware, I'm relatively new to the world of Godzilla. It's always been a property that I was peripherally aware of, but had never come across it or sought it out. About 6 months ago, I joined a Discord server and made some friends. One of those friends was this Jaisha guy, one of the coolest, friendliest, and most enthusiastic dudes I've ever come across. I learned that he hosted a Godzilla podcast with his equally cool brother, Micah. And even though Godzilla never really interested me much, I started watching and listening along to the show to support my new friends. I've seen about 20 of these Godzilla and Godzilla adjacent flicks now. I've learned a lot listening to Podzilla. I'm beginning to understand why Godzilla is such a major part of the cultural consciousness, and I found things to enjoy about these movies. Still though, I haven't considered myself a quote-unquote Godzilla guy, as much as I am a Podzilla guy. I don't know what was different about Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Well, actually, It was probably how dirty they did my favorite kaiju, Anguirus. But either way, I realized something watching this movie. I was invested. And when Godzilla showed up to save the day, my phone was down, I was leaning forward in my seat, and most importantly, I was smiling. It may have taken me a bit, but I owe a lot of it to your passion for the material. And you know what, guys? I think I can officially say I'm a Godzilla fan. Thank you for sharing what you love and taking us on this journey with you. You guys are awesome, and I'm pumped to see where you take us next. I hope you and your families have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. From your buddy, Ron.
We have a convert.
Yes. Oh, we're so glad that you enjoy the show, Ron, and we're so glad that you're getting something out of these movies. It's definitely a wild ride with a lot of ups and downs, but it's good to have you along for the journey, dude. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Yeah, cheers.
And then we got 2 voice messages, which we can just flick through. We got one here from Big O. So let's listen to that.
Hey, guys. It seems to me you guys are finally touching upon the show Mechagodzilla films. So I want to give my 2 cents on the first one real quick. I think Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla is a fun film, but I don't think it's super great. Like, it's amazing purely because based on some of my personal favorites Jun Fukuda films, this one doesn't have the most memorable or fun human cast compared to like Ebra or like Son of Godzilla. And there, like the whole thing with like King Caesar in terms of his like that subplot, it always kind of bothered me. Wasn't the biggest fan of it, but my God, the special effects in this film are so much fun. There's so much to chew on. Teruyoshi Nakano did a phenomenal job when it came to just how this film looked. This film is very comparable to like early Showa stuff, so like it just looks great. So yeah, I think Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla is like a 3.5 out of 5. It's a good time.
Nice. Thanks, Big O.
great.
And last but
Nice,
not least, we got a message here from Waffles.
Waffles here with another kaiju review. Mechagodzilla good. 5 out of 5 tow missiles. Merry Christmas from me, human person Waffles.
That's Mechagodzilla.
Sounds like he's got a bit of a hoarse throat.
What's that? Yeah, Mecha Waffles infiltrating the show there.
Interesting. I love that.
Well, that's us, everyone. That was a ton of fun.
A lot of takes there that were quite similar to what we've covered.
Yeah.
I found it quite interesting how a lot of people really enjoy it. I gathered that a lot of people had a lot of fun with this one in compared to quite a few of them. So it's nice to see.
Yeah, it is still just weird that this movie that we just watched and talked about is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. It's just really not what you'd expect when you hear it, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, that's us, everyone. That was so much fun, Adam and Alex. Thank you for jumping on the show so much.
Pleasure.
It's always an absolute joy to have you. Where can people find more of you two? I mean, besides from the next episode that you'll be jumping on with us, Tier of Mechagodzilla.
That's right. We'll be in next week or next bi-week. We're the Final Draft. You can find us wherever you get this podcast, so wherever you listen to this, you'll be able to find us.
Mm-hmm.
We're on socials, Final Draft, something, you'll be there. There's links. We're on Instagram.
Chuck it in the show notes.
Thank you very much.
We're great at this.
I'd love to see some of you guys listen. We've got a whole backlog of stuff, so just sink your teeth into it. Just have a look at what interests you, and that's pretty much it. And if you want to say hi and get to know us more, you can join our Discord and stuff and send us a message and all that good stuff. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, one of my favorite recent episodes from you guys was when you talked about Nope earlier this year, and that's like a real fun jumping point from kind of our show to your show, I guess, because may or may not have a big monster in it. So give that a listen, guys.
There's definitely those similarities. That's for sure.
Yeah. But we are back with these guys once again for Terror of Mechagodzilla, everyone. And I'll just give you a quick tease for that. A submarine expedition to salvage the remains of Mechagodzilla is suddenly thwarted by a massive dinosaur named Titanosaurus.
Fantastic.
So that's next episode on the show. But I don't know. We might have to go hang out with you and the Monkey King for a bit, Adam.
Yeah, please.
I reckon.
Yeah, why not?
And we'll see you guys next episode. That's been Podzilla with your hosts Jasha and Micah Drake.
Follow along on our socials at PodzillAPod and jump into our Discord via the link in the show notes.
Huge thank you to Cassie Celine, who did our podcast art, and Degora9898, who did our episode thumbnail.
Let's go. And just a disclaimer that any musical sound effects used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. See you guys next episode.